Hello and welcome back to my channel, Kissed by Starlight. Thank you for being here. Just going to pull a few cards and see what are the messages for today and what would the angels like us to know on this beautiful day here in the UK. And first of all, we have clarity, seeing and feeling the truth. Moon money, allowing the flow of abundance. See what else the angels would like us to know. Synergy. So already I'm seeing a theme for this reading today surrounding the allowance of abundance into our lives, the ability to allow what we so need or require in order to improve our circumstances, to give us more time, more energy, more purpose, more finances, whatever that may mean for you, whatever abundance means for you personally, and whatever particular source of abundance you need is what is coming through today, and that will be different for everybody. So, sorry, the last card I pulled was True Voice, communicating with your truth. And this is really about your journey as you grow, as you shape into your true self, as you begin to stand in your own truth, speaking from your one true voice, the voice that comes from deep within your soul, that allows you to really to experience and journey what you came to earth to journey on. And it, again, you know, we all have our own purpose, our own passions, our own reasons for being here, and our own lessons that we came to learn. And we all have our own relationship to abundance. Some people are very grounded around abundance and are seemingly able to effortlessly bring that flow into their lives, into their experiences, and others are not so grounded and floating around in their minds are the ideas of what that would be like, and harder to actually ground that into the earthly, into the physical reality. But what this message is really about is really becoming more playful with your ideas around abundance and how to bring that into your life, to really play around with different ways of doing that, to really follow your joy, to experience the passion of living your truth. And these two ladies are dancing, and they're very happy. You can see the way that they're moving in sync with each other and moving in tune to the music of the universe that's playing for them. And what this is saying to me is it's about getting into our flow. You know, many of us have been sort of hiding ourselves, our true selves, from the world, and not really stepping out in what is meaningful for us and what matters to us. Many of us are not so able to actually express that truth so clearly or easily step into what we would really like to be doing, as opposed to what our current experience of I say work is, or pastimes, behaviours, the way we use our time, our energy. You know, it's about really coming out of the cocoon and allowing yourself to land in your experience fully and address these situations. You know, what would life be like if I had this money? What would life be like if I had this time? If I had the energy, what would I do? If I could speak my truth, what would I say? And these are really important questions to be having with yourself at this time, as we're entering this gateway of energy and opportunity that's really being gifted to us. It's a very, very powerful time, and it's a time where we're really being asked to come back to the heart, to come back to our own compassion for ourselves, for other people, where we're being asked to master lessons and gifts that perhaps have previously been difficult for us to master. And, you know, we are being asked to use these gifts, this power really wisely, to be in tune with the universe, to listen to the messages of really how to use that in a way that we're filtering that power and that passion and that drive through our heart, and asking ourselves at all times, you know, what is for our highest good and the highest good of others? How can I use this power wisely? How can I tap into my resources, my voice and my truth, and use that in a way that is kind, use that in a way that is wise, and use that in a way where there's enough for everybody, and yet understand the laws of the universe and the laws of consequence, and the laws of trusting what is coming from the divine, and filtering out anything that is coming from those sort of, you might call them lower voices of greed or lust, or, you know, from a place that is not really our truth. It's not really in alignment with what the universe would like to bring for us now. And we're, you know, Sekhmet was so fierce and so powerful and really virtually unstoppable, and it took a great deal to calm her rages or her passion, let's say. She's a fierce warrior and protector, and she was able to stand in truth and in passion and purpose. And I don't know the full story of her, I must be honest. So what I see in this card here is asking us to work in sync with the universe, to work with the truth of our hearts, with the truth of the information that's coming through us, to be guided by the one voice that is in alignment with love, with truth, and with the joy that is in our soul, that is deeply, inherently a part of us. I'm going to just pull one more card. And really we see in this card this really peaceful warrior. You know, he is not armed for battle. He's in royal clothes, really, in royalty, and he's traveling not in a way that we would expect him to be fighting a war, but driven to action, driven to purpose. He's illuminated by the sun, by that solar energy, and he's riding forwards, and without using any reins, he's in total control of these horses. It reminds me of the Chariot card in the tarot, where we're asked to bring balance. We're asked to bring balance. And interestingly, this card has also shown itself at the top of the deck, and this card is almost exactly the same. And what this is telling me, you know, I'm feeling that what this is telling me is to remind ourselves of how to be in balance as we move forward, to remind ourselves of how to really step into our full selves, our full power, but in a balanced way. And that really means to look after ourselves, to nurture our time, our energy, our health, to be in communication with our own spirit, to move forwards and to find a balance between the light and the dark within us, within all of us, to address the shadow with the light and to embrace those sides of us and allow them to work together. So in other words, the darkness always wants to come back to the light. The shadow always wants to be illuminated and is illuminated by the light. So in other words, the more amount of light that comes into our lives, the more that things are illuminated for us, it's going to throw up areas of shadow, areas that are ready to be healed, that are ready to be acknowledged, let go of, and really given the love and attention they deserve to move peacefully out of our experience now, and to allow us to move forwards with passion, with joy, with purpose, standing strong in our truth, and really with very little need for control, because we're in total sync with the universe, really, with God, with the angels, with our guides, with our true intuition that is helping us move forwards. And there's a lot of power behind this, there's a lot of support behind this, there's a lot of protection for us behind this, in this position. And what I'm noticing also between these two cards is where we're coming back to the idea of abundance and allowing the flow of abundance. That means also really seeing ourselves abundantly, to really envision our most powerful abundance, in the sense of, we've got one person here that is dressed really in a very different way. You can see the difference between these two figures in how they're dressed, in how they're presenting themselves. And this person, if we were going to compare them in terms, I would call it more of a lack mindset, more of an abundance mindset, in terms of how they're dressed, how they're feeling the need to control their experience, as opposed to just riding in trust with the universe, in flow with abundance that wants to come to us. The universe is enormous, it's huge, and it has the capacity to bring us so much that we're ready to receive when we can work in flow with it and receive that abundance with gratitude and really open-heartedly trusting that what is for us will come to us, that what we need will be provided for us, even when things look scarce, even when things look as if they're not working out well. But it really does require a lot of trust and a lot of watching the synchronicities, looking at what's coming up around us, coming out of our comfort zones in order to just play with this energy. And obviously in a guided way, in a way where we're listening to our intuition and we're working with what's coming to us and we're being in joy. So I hope that message is helpful and healing for you. Please ignore, as always, anything that doesn't resonate for you, and trust your own intuition more than anything else. Thank you so much if you like this, for liking this video, for sharing this video, and for subscribing to my channel. And if you press the notifications, you will receive a message when I next post my next video. So I hope you enjoyed the cards for today. I'm wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your light.